Hello everyone, welcome to Marellen Consulting. My name is Mark McNamee. I'm the Managing Director at Marellen and also look after all the sales coaches and the guys who work with our customers in the field. So it's great to have you along. Welcome to our one of our VIP insider programs. Today we're going to be talking about sales funnels and what I call how to play in front of the line. Our VIP Insider program is a program that we offer to that you can access through our website and is really suitable for clients who are looking for some additional training material that they can access online. Help them with things like sales meetings and other opportunities that you're looking to encourage and train and even coach sales staff yourself. It's all about trying to improve the sales efficiency but more importantly, the sales effectiveness of your sales department and your sales efforts and the investment you make in ensuring that your customers are always completely satisfied with the services that you offer. So like I mentioned, today we're going to talk about sales funnels and how that managing sales funnel, how it's changed, how to manage it so that you take advantage of those opportunities that come along when people express an interest in your product. So why don't we flip over to the PowerPoint presentation and we can get started on working through that. Okay. So this is our home screen for our webinars. Quite a useful screen because it does let you know of the different things that we do. We offer the Franklin Covey material. I'm a facilitator for Franklin Covey with their 7 Habits of Highly Effective People program. We do personality profiling that helps you build your teams and make sure they're working as effectively as they possibly can be. We run our sales training through the Closing the Loop sales training material, and certainly what we're going to talk about today is part of that material. And we also use the Jeff Cowan's Pro Talk material. We market that. That's mostly used in the automotive industry. And then we partner with CDI to do their CEO mentoring program, which is a great program for those who are looking to manage their business through a transition or a growth phase or just looking to move to a more corporate approach. So that's some of the products that we offer, and the only thing I'd add to that is a big part of our product offering is what we do in the coaching space. So yep, we do some classroom stuff, we do stuff with webinars, but we really enjoy getting out in the field and working with your people shoulder to shoulder. Even closing sales, out visiting customers or reviewing their engagement with your customers to make sure that they've got a sales process that's actually working and they're disciplined about applying that. So there's some little background of Marellen and some of the things that we do. So let's move on to our today's topic, which is building or managing a pipeline. As mentioned, that this is part of the VIP Insiders Club. Through the website, through our members there on the website, you get access a whole bunch of online sales training and planning tools. This area is really specifically designed for our small business clients and for a relatively modest investment on a monthly basis. You get access to all the tools that we use in the field, a range of videos and other sales tips. So very handy for that type of customer who doesn't have a lot to invest in their internal training, but are still looking for an effective way of improving their sales outcomes. Today, we're going to talk about a pipeline, as I mentioned. I want to introduce the concept of differentiators before we move to talking about the pipeline. Also known as a value proposition. I want to begin with what's on the left-hand side of the screen there, which is what we call the basics, or the right to play the game. And those things can be defined like competitive pricing and having the right products on hand and product knowledge and being convenient and easy to do business with. It's interesting because a lot of customers that I talk to, a lot of clients that I talk to, think that having those things are in fact differentiate yourself from the opposition, but we kind of have a different approach to that. We look at those basics as being just the right to play the game. If you don't have competitive pricing, if you don't have the right products on hand, if you don't know your products inside and out, excuse me, or you're too difficult to do business with from a convenience perspective, you're really not going to get customers certainly, maybe even initially engaged, but certainly that repeat business is going to be difficult to generate. And we all know that the hard sale is the second pallet. That repeat business is worth gold. And just being able to deal with the basics just gives us a right to actually enter the field. Today, we wanted to talk about the differentiators, the things that actually get people to stand out, or businesses to stand out from the opposition. And these 5 points are drawn from our differentiator sales training program. There's 5 components to it. There's being proactive, there's recognising loyalty, there's business knowledge as opposed to product knowledge. There's also the idea of having friendly staff. It may sound obvious, but in fact, we've got a whole training topic around ensuring that you have staff who are friendly and able to engage with customers. And then there's exposing your customer to existing and even future opportunities. These type of things differentiate businesses from the competitors. As I said, these topics are a training program in their own right. And today we're going to focus on the first one, which is being proactive in service. If you're interested in looking at the differentiators program, I encourage you to go to our website and have a look. There's some information on there about that in the members area, and we look forward to engaging and delivering those benefits to you if you're interested. So let's move on to look at the modern day pipeline, or the sales funnel, as it's also known as. I want you to begin by looking on the left-hand side. It's what the sales funnel traditionally has looked like and who's managed it in terms of marketing and the sales teams. And then on the right-hand side, how it's changed to where the marketing team is often engaging customers much deeper into the funnel. Now, the funnel that we've got on the screen is broken up into 6 areas. We begin with awareness. That's where we create awareness with our customers about the products and services that we offer. Below awareness, the customer would then move to a stage where they're actually interested, beginning to engage with you or with the products and services that you offer. Beyond interest, they move to consideration. So now we're starting to weigh up features and benefits of the products that you market. Then they move to intent. So I'm actually intending to engage or even intending to purchase. Beyond that, they move into the evaluation phase, which is a comparative phase. It could be a comparison between product A and product B, or service A and service B, or it could be an evaluation between a product that you sell and a product that maybe your competitor sells. So understanding when they're in each area of the sales funnel is really important. Of course, we all want to get them to the place where they're starting to actually purchase the product or service that we offer. Now, what's interesting about this graphic is that who and how we engage with the customer as they move through that sales funnel has actually changed. The traditional way was that marketing took care of the awareness, the interest, and just a little bit into the consideration phase. And what we would then have expected is that the sales team, it might be a salesperson on the sales floor, it might be on the shop floor, it might be a sales rep going out and visiting customers, it could be someone on the telephone engaging that way. We would expect that staff to pick up in the consideration phase of the sales funnel and take the customer on the journey through intent, evaluation, and purchase. How things have changed. Well, what we find now is that marketing, as mentioned before, is taking the customer much deeper into the sales funnel because of the advent of that and the way that the internet's being used. Customers are quite comfortable and have the ability to move quickly through the awareness phase, the interest phase, be part of be engaged in consideration and intent, and they're really only looking for the sales team to help them through the evaluation and the purchase process. Now I wonder whether we've really grasped that concept. I'm wondering whether we're still thinking and investing our energy and resources in our salespeople so that they're actually engaged from the consideration down through the sales funnel. A lot of customers are not looking for that, or potential customers are not looking for that because they're quite capable of dealing with that themselves. The flip side of that, of course, is that what are we doing with our marketing? Are we still managing a website that really just forms the function of a brochure, which is really just about awareness and interest? And if we're not moving the customer on our website or through social media or other ways of engaging the customer down into that intent and evaluation phase, we're really losing out the opportunity to influence their behaviour. And we could have a whole session webinar just on marketing and how and the role that plays. Of course, in terms of sales, do our salespeople realise that the people who are walking in the door are often very highly and pre-qualified in terms of where they are in the sales funnel? They're in the evaluation phase. They're in the stage where they're ready to purchase. And I'm thinking, our conversion rates in terms of leads and how people are engaged, the number of people who are engaging with our businesses. Do we understand that they're actually ready to purchase? And do we have an attitude? Do we have the training? Do we have the resources in place at the point of purchase so that we're reinforcing their position in the sales funnel and recognising it? And then are we actually in a place where we can actually close more sales? Our conversion rates really should be a lot higher than they ever have been at that sales point, because we do have customers that are much more highly engaged and prepared and ready to buy. So that's the sales funnel and how it's changed, the change between marketing and sales and the different roles that each of those particular parts of the business play. So what I'd like to do now is just move on to how the rubber hits the road. And that's represented by this graphic. You might remember that the topic of this particular webinar is playing in front of the line. And what I mean by that is that the importance of how we engage with the customer and the investment that we need to make in influencing the outcome has to stretch much further back from the point of sale or the point of purchase than it probably ever has before. We need to be constantly involved in influencing and creating and helping the customer identify their needs. And that's represented by the graphic that's on the screen now. So what we're looking at is there is a line there that represents time that goes from the left-hand side of the screen to the right-hand side of the screen. And on the far right-hand side, there's a point along that line that's recognised as the point in time where the customer actually makes the purchase. As we move back from that, there's a point in time where the customer actually decides to make the purchase. And most businesses, most salespeople like to engage in that space. The customer has made the decision to purchase and to the point where the customer actually makes the purchase. And often, historically, anything before that, we've had the attitude that the customer is just a tire kicker or a time waster. The problem with that attitude is that in that space, you're really only dealing in a reactive way. In that space, if you play in that space, the only thing you can really negotiate is the price and the supply. So it's all about quotes and tenders. And if you're struggling to maintain profitability or grow profitability in your business, it might be that you're spending too much time playing in that space, in that point in time between where the customer has decided to purchase and where they actually make the purchase. if we're going to move to a proactive model, if we're going to move further up the sales funnel, we need to play in a space where we can actually start to influence the customer's perception of their needs, help them understand what it is they really want. We want to begin by help shaping their thoughts and discovering their outcomes that they're looking for, and perhaps identifying things that they didn't even realize that they needed. It's where we can really provide significant input, and where the buyer and the seller can exchange thoughts and ideas without anything really being at risk. It's a point in time where direction is much more important than speed, where, you know, as a buyer and seller, we can exchange ideas and agree to something that would be much more mutually beneficial, because we're taking the pressure out of the time pressure out of the situation. It's where we can provide information about our products and services and get feedback without a whole lot being at risk, because the decision to purchase hasn't yet been made. It's really important that we invest some of our resources back in that space, particularly if you want to get focused on a profit-building model. The idea of waiting until the customer has made the decision to buy and then set about convincing them that we have the best deal reduces our capacity to influence their behaviour. It has to inevitably lead to a discussion about sacrifice, and that sacrifice is mostly going to be yours as the seller. So I encourage you to think about playing in front of the line and what you've got going on that helps you play in front of the line and start to influence customers in terms of what their ultimate purchasing behaviour is going to be. So with that, just a summary of the things that we've talked about today. We've talked about the idea of being clear about what our what our differentiators are. You know, are we being proactive in service, which is what we've talked about today. But there are other differentiators. We need to identify, you know, are our staff being friendly? Are we engaging with our customers to the point where we're making them understand or are communicating opportunities that they didn't know currently existed? Are we broadening our business, our information that we provide them beyond just product information, but to business information pertaining to the lifetime value of the product or service that we're selling them? Be clear, don't just deal in the basics. The basics just give you the right to play the game. Look for some differentiators. That's what the customer's interested in. Do we understand that what our sales funnel is and what it looks like and what the numbers look like? We haven't talked about that today, but the idea that what our conversion rates are and how the various resources that we employ in the business, how they're engaging with the customer or the potential customer at each level of the sales funnel. And have we developed a plan to engage the customer before the line, before they actually make the decision to purchase? There's some additional training there listed on the right-hand side that we have available that works on developing your sales process and knowing what that is, developing the sales skills of your staff, ensuring that that they're able to capitalise on the opportunities and provide the service and meet the needs that your potential customers have. About holding yourself and your team accountable to the skills and the sales process that you're employing. And the last one is consistency is king, the idea of being able to repeat what we do over and over again. I've got a saying that consistency is king. If you want to build good feedback and customer retention, consistency is king. It's every customer, every time. So with that, we'll close today's seminar. I really appreciate you coming along to our VIP Insiders webinars. There's additional ones available in our membership area on our website. We do offer sales, leadership training. We do work with personal and organisational development. That's our area of specialty. As I mentioned, the VIP Insiders Club is available via our website for a modest fee. You get access to all the tools that we use out in the field. And we look forward to seeing you back here either at one of our VIP Insider webinars or maybe even on the phone or out in the field working together to improve or to help your business build profit. So thank you for coming along, and my name's Mark McNamee, and I'll talk to you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.